now. And remember, we're going to be jumping around, but this is a live look at TSM versus Mixup Heat 1 from Group B.
Ooh. Yeah, that's all we have to say about this, man.
Yeah.
And Myth is stepping in. I like it. So Myth is going to be stepping in place of Hayes.
What is that crosshair, Myth?
Yeah, well, some people like the box crosshair. The box crosshair is okay.
No, I'm not feeling.
You're not feeling the box crosshair?
All about the dot.
Oh, the dot, really? I go with the cross. I'm not, I got like a purple cross. Yeah, it's very, very simple, basic. Like kind of like Wardell's over here, right? Even though he's using
Nice
a white crosshair. Yeah, but that shot wasn't clean for him. Physic actually is going to get the frag there. Subroza do it too. And also, in another interesting note here, Subroza actually going to be playing the Reyna today. You had Myth. He's able to pop off, get a kill there against Physic. And I actually think this is a good event for Myth to be playing in. Myth, last time we saw him playing in Twitch Rivals, and this team did very, very well. Made it all the way to the finals and lost to the full squad. Oh no, a Proto from behind. Cutler and Drone were just not looking at their flank. Not much you could really do there. They were getting pinched, but anyway, I was just gonna say, Lauren, that the TSM lineup with Myth did pretty well in Twitch Rivals, and I am glad to see Myth playing again today.
No, and this is the thing. As much as, yes, Myth is not a constant element to TSM. He is not on the main roster, but is he a very good individual player? Absolutely. Could he maybe go toe-to-toe with, T1 and, pound for pound? Probably not. But can he hold his own? Sure. I think that's the thing. He can hold his own in this roster, and we'll see how well he does, going forward. Other things I want to see is Guardian potential. We've all seen the patch update. We saw the notes coming out. It could be a real possibility, and I love this double flash composition coming out from Mixup. You've got the Reyna kind of coming in, nice individual play, best of ones you could do with that. Then you have Phoenix as well. I'm excited to see it if it works out. A little light on smokes, but then you got Omen and Jet. Plenty of potential, and again, in this round, there should be I don't want to say a wrap-up for Mixup, but it should be clean. They have the far superior weaponry, no Guardians coming out yet, but still, in the future, that's something I want to see if teams start messing with. I don't know if today's the day to do it, like a day after the patch itself, but it could have been fun to see. Myth already going to show off a little bit onto Stellar, Omen on Omen action, but it's retake time. Any damage done would be a really nice takeaway for TSM here.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be looking at Subroza, who will be on the flank there. I don't know. I think he's just waiting for any exit frags to potentially come through, but that is certainly not going to be the case. Myth is going to be playing in the back finally, and Spike goes off. I think they'll be able to get away from this scot-free for the time being. Subroza was not able to get any kind of picks over by C-Long if he was able to get any guns maybe, but he was too far from those. And that's going to be 2-0 for Mixup. Now, this Mixup roster, we should highlight here because they're the team that they always end up getting invited, but they have it always feels like they have a new roster because the players that come through this team are so good that they end up getting just poached and taken to a different team. So you're always seeing top talent come through Mixup, and that's why whenever I see these players in the tournament, I'm like, oh yeah, no, they're going to be pretty nasty.
They're a dangerous squad, especially in best of ones. I can't stress it enough. If you're a full-on team, you're looking at, okay, best of threes, we can control that. BO1s is always danger. Big quick trades towards the B side. It looks like the attacking side of Mixup have got some control, but Subroza instantly going to divert that. It's already looking pretty deadly, and they've kind of fallen apart on the side itself. Spike's down, and Physic can't do much. Nice little kind of passive hold there after losing a couple of players initially. That little quick crossfire they set up on the backsides of B kept it super well. But this is how we kind of see the economy playing out traditionally. That kind of 2-1 look. If you win the pistol, you win the next. That third one, very divisive. The other team does have the superior purchase, but this is the big one. This could ruin the other team's economy. This could keep you looking really solid going forward.
And also look at the way that the defense is going to be positioned here. Or at least I was interested in the fact that they're not going to be playing like a full C hold. You're going to have some presence in garage, but a 3-stack, as a matter of fact, and taking presence in mid.
Big aggro play.
Yeah, this is great. A huge fan of this because now they're gonna their area to work with is become smaller and smaller. And then you're going to have Wardell here on the flank, who eventually is going to run into the Sage and could pop up with 2 kills. But no, it's going to be Hoppin who gets the headshot onto Wardell. So that's going to open up the entirety of the back of the map there, give them free reign to walk once again as they have that man advantage. And they gave up mid control, and that was a good effort there, I should say, by TSM, but unfortunately that was not going to be enough. Now Proto, as he jumps around with an ambitious blade, just looking if he can take some faces off of that, but this Cutler gets the better of him there. And this is going to be C once again here for this mix-up lineup. You got 3 players. Subroza is going to be on the flank. This time he's going to have a gun, so expect him to cause some problems. Look out, though, for this battle between the Omen and the Reyna. Subroza usually clutches out on those. That's exactly what he does, puts everyone on notice, and now the retake begins.
And they're locked on the site here. This is actually pretty problematic for Mix-Up. It's going to be hard. Nice work from Subroza. Lear goes in. It's perfect. Look at this. Exactly what you want. This is a perfect fight back from TSM. Keeping that composure, keeping cool under pressure, even though after plants are always stressful. With that one pickup from Subroza, everyone else was locked on the site. Very well played.
Yeah, and not only was that a pick from Subroza, but it was a pick from Subroza still with Lear, which was big. But now we're going to be going over to 100 Thieves versus Together We Are Terrific. You'll just see them as Terrific. Another squad that, similarly to Mix-Up, is full of players that, you know, you'll see them show up in different teams, right? Because there's just a lot of talent. They'll get picked up. And Venerated is actually going to have himself the op, but gets picked off. Caboose is going to be on a 4K here. Only player left is your boy Dre, but Calypso gets a headshot. So now, looking at this 100 Thieves lineup, down 3-0 at the start, Lauren.
I think this is the most dangerous game. I really do. I think 100 Thieves are a fantastic roster. I've loved these guys since, you know, PUBG. I got to cast them a couple of times, and it's been hard to not enjoy their story coming in here. But it's been pretty turbulent. I mean, without Hiko there, that's what they were building towards. This would be another really good showcase. But Vegas coming in, the man's great. There's, you know, if they could have been up as a 5, I'm pretty sure they would have been. But that wasn't the case. That's not how it goes. And they were willing to make that change. They're hungry. They're young. But the danger in Terrific is that these are veterans in Counter-Strike. We've got some big names over there. They know exactly how to play this. They're a super puggy style team. They have some super high-end individuals. And that could cause a lot of issues. Now, I like this kind of defensive alien coming out. I'd assume that 100 Thieves don't have a great deal of money to be playing with here, if I'm not mistaken. So they might just try and do a stack kind of play as a collective somewhere, see if they can catch some players out, because you're not going to win a pound-for-pound fight.
And so you're going to have this B site completely open, and they're going to be playing back by CT, which is quite interesting. Caboose is going to spot this out. They're just trying to stay hidden. So they do manage to get out, and I'm sure for them, they're thinking, where did they all go from the B site? Here comes a potential retake, and any frags that they manage to obtain here would be massive. It actually was a great smoke, too. Gives them coverage on the right side, but allows them to look over toward Gong. Look out for that Cypher v Cypher battle that's going to be taking place outside. It was Finesse who gets the better of Valiant. Will have himself the Vandal, so that should be easy pickings. Vegas with his first kill of the matchup is a headshot there. Pride falls down courtesy of Axis, leaving only Vegas, the odd man out here for this 100 Thieves lineup, former High Ground roster, and that is 4 in a row for Together We Are Terrific.
Yep. Excuse me, that was incredibly diligent post-plant positioning as well. That's credit to Terrific there. They knew they were up against pistols or a lighter purchase, so they sit super deep in B. They put the spike down exactly to complement that, and they make it really hard work for pistols to be brought to that range. Yeah. But a double operator purchase coming back in. Now, I do want to say something I've seen in both lineups that I like is seeing a Phoenix and an Omen. The flash is so necessary, specifically in NA. We've had those operators running rampant. I want to see if they're ready to counter that, or if they predict that double operator to come out now. That's a very big investment coming through for 100 Thieves here.
And the way that Finesse was able to just get that information, even though lost a cyber cage out of that and a camera, you still got that intel that the Cypher was going to be playing an op toward A, not something you want to deal with. Venerated, though, nice shot on Calypso off screen. That was going to be happening on C long. Venerated actually does have some sight as to where these players are going to be positioned all the way back C long. Off screen, Caboose gets a kill on to Vegas. And they are looking like they want to put some attention towards C as the rotation begins to come through here. You got your Brimstone as well as the Sage hanging out on B site. But I like this, though. I like this there. they don't rush in, Lauren. They just wait it out. Wall's going to be in play. The spike should be planted over toward B site. Get this kill, and it could be huge. Axis, nice pick off there. The kill onto Pride is actually going to unlock the entirety of the B site for them, but watch out for Venerated, who will have to push through here. It's going to be in Hunter's Fury state, which is going to prompt this player to actually go and challenge straight along to the right, or to the left side, excuse me. It was Axis. And just a good read there. Spike is down. Last player left alive is going to be Valier. Can't line up the shot. And Terrific put 5 on board here, Pansy.
I mean, someone like Terrific knows exactly what to do when they feel a double ult coming out. They got super aggressive, want to take that down. They committed 2 plays for it, and it works out financially. Look at the money in that top left side. We're going to be jumping through each of the games. This is what we like to see. You don't miss any of the action, and just look at those scoreboards. You've got some very close games. Immortals against Sentinels, for example. TSM and Mix-Up is still a very back-and-forth affair.
Yeah, not shocked there. So I believe we are going to be going to Immortals versus Sentinels, and we'll join up with the 100 Thieves guys later on. Maybe they could turn their luck around, as they are going to be off the main broadcast here on the Cash App channel. For now, though, we're going to be with Sentinels. You got Sick here on screen, and this is a team that's, I think, seen some new life. I'm sure that they didn't have the bracket play that they would have wanted in the Ignition series, but it was still very well done. And oh, look at this, actually Sick running right into the Jet there, and still that Jet's going to be alive. It's Bjor who ends up dying there. Nice shot from Sick. Almost ended up getting picked off because he was nearsighted, and Sick, a kill there is going to tie things up, making it 3-3. But that was a little sloppy there on C. Like, Sick was just running around, just trying to see what he could do to help out.
Now, this is a great little game as well. Bear in mind, this is a really good map for the Sentinels. This is one of their go-to picks. It's been a pretty good run, generally 75% win rate in big tier games. But bear in mind, their biggest loss, or one of the main losses during all of that, was to the Immortals. So a bit of a grudge match between these two that definitely could be a bit of a telling sign that this is going to be a hard one. Now, even though in their biggest loss, it was only a 10-13 loss for the Sentinels, it's still going to be in the forefront of their mind. But I'm loving seeing more and more of Phoenix coming out. I like seeing the utilization of flashes, and we might see that becoming a big factor down the line. I'd like to have seen an Omen in there potentially, but again, that's, you know, dealer's choice. Go for what you want. But the A hits coming through. Not too much defensive-sided aggression from the Immortals, but they've got a good read regardless. Hearing that pop of the ult, they know what's coming. Good flash towards long, going to hinder the approach. This 3-2 split, or 3-1 split, is now going to be cut off at the knees. They can't hit at the same time. They can't crunch that A site. The defensive side looks like they've got this one wrapped up.
Yeah, and as long as the way that they're going to be split off here, Sinatra doesn't have much of an opportunity to try and help, but Sicko's going to make the best of a bad situation. Gangsta up top high. There goes that paranoia that actually was going to throw off Sinatra. He gladly didn't have to deal with that, but he had to deal with Thief, who came around to the side there, got the pick, giving the Immortals 4-3, just a 1-round lead here. But a very close matchup, and you're right, Pansy. I mean, these two teams have... you know, I wouldn't say necessarily. Yeah, actually, you know, you're right. A grudge match. You know, I don't know how much grudges are being held right now in online Valorant, but I think Sentinels, they've had so much hype, and the way things have gone, I'm glad that they managed to find a winning solution during the first Ignition Series event. So this is, you know, maybe it's just going to give them an opportunity to be able to really shine, show people what they're capable of doing. Unfortunately, though, for Sick, he will not be able to shine in this round as he gets picked off. Headshot there from Kohler.
And for now, it's about getting some information for the attacking side. They've got to try and, you know, find a way forward. The issue is that, you know, a man down, you're going to be struggling for that. You're going to have to maybe fall back into a sight hit. These guys have good fundamentals now. I think that's something a lot of people were waiting to see if they had, was, you know, the fundamentals that a lot of CS players and CS teams would definitely have here. Stinger out. We saw Wiz kind of championing that bad boy, but it's not going to work out so well at range, as already 2 players being shut down. We're left with the spike on Shazam to try and make somewhat of a miracle happen. The man's good, he's not that good. Shut down, and we do see Immortals. Yeah, nicely handling things. This is a good little run for them. 5-3 is a good step in the right direction. In best of ones, every round counts. As soon as your economy gets broken, like it has here for the Sentinels, you're instantly in a troubling scenario. You're already at a deficit of rounds, and now you're like, well, you know, what do we do with this? We can't leave it to the next map. It's all about this one. So for them, I'd hope that they just kind of abscond away. It looks like a friendly was purchased there. Maybe Sinatra feeling it. He does like to experiment with weaponry, so he's quite fun to see how he's going to be playing. Maybe one of the players to champion the new Guardian. Theory to be pretty strong, honestly, going forward. Maybe not this round with the money scenario, but let's see if they can make something happen.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the results in the past here, and perhaps this bringing Thief into this lineup could be the winning solution for this Immortals team. So far, so good. I mean, look at the way that they're just able to control and command B, even though it was a pistol round. Just good use of their utility to put the fear in them, prevent them from being able to get any kind of movement in there. I don't even think they got a pick on that round.
No, and that's exactly what you want to do, though. Use that utility to keep them at arm's length. You don't want to let them have that danger moment that they're waiting on. But look at this run. Let's kind of take into context how seriously Immortals are winning this. So out of the 3 rounds, 2 of them were the pistol rounds for the Sentinels. That's not good. If you wanted to kind of have a good takeaway for the Sentinels, there'd be gun round wins where you'd feel, okay, it's a closer affair. They've not been winning in the gun rounds. So for now, Immortals really are looking pretty superior at this point. The double push down on A long as well. Gonna find some info there. Maybe what they'd like to find or not. We'll find out if it's the end of a gun. It is. 6 gonna find Cola, but that should cause rotations, but they're pretty far away still. Omen's in mid, Jet's over on C long. This is a clean A site take, and well, there we go. Thieves at least gonna find Shazam. Big reveal, big info, but again, this defensive side is so far away. I'd be very surprised if they can control this still.
Yeah, the challenge is going to be in the retake here. It depends on what their Reyna has left in store, like how many Leers do they have left, and also whether or not they have a Paranoia that's still going to be active, because that near site could really be a difference maker here. Asuna looking for a shot up high there, but Thief and Gangsta are doing the work down low, and they managed to successfully retake the site. They simply just need to try, and then they baited out the ultimate, the Brimstone ult, but the kill comes in right in the nick of time. That was Bior who secures that one, and they will be able to take away another round win, 7-3, as we now jump around.
Yikes.
It's like kind of like a roulette system. I don't know where we're going to go here.
Yeah,
Okay,
TSM and Mix-Up will hop into, which would be quite nice to kind of have a catch-up on, but my eyes are drawn to a very one-sided scoreline that's a little bit of a problem. Caboose doing well for himself and making it look good up in the top left there, but it will be TSM and Mix-Up to see how they're looking, and what a close game we're having here. Mix-Up is holding their own, and again, I did say keep note of when it's pistol round wins. Well, these guys have a little bit more. Yes, it's 6-5, but Mix-Up have a good couple of, gun round wins. They're on the attacking side. Could argue it's pretty tricky to play against, especially against TSM when they have such good operator players like Wardell, one of the best there is right now. Make sure you catch that guy streaming. He is hilarious to watch, and I'm sure we'll get a bit of a display here. Lear's in. Good uses of the flashes. I'm so happy to be seeing utility used against this guy, but it plays in Sub-Rosa. It couldn't have gone any worse.
Oh, God, Sub-Rosa, dude. Sub-Rosa, I want to be you when I grow up. My goodness, this guy is just a beast. Hanging out on that angle there. All the attention was put onto Wardell. Once you see Wardell, a Jet with a sniper, and you're going up against TSM, you're concerned about dealing with that target. And we were always discussing how TSM plays defense and where Wardell's going to go. He plays C-Long one round. Like, they're constantly mixing it up. They're always changing where they're going to be looking. And there's just not much you can do given how powerful the op is right now. You're able to just take that gun anywhere and have instant impact. And just that round was just beautifully done.
I think that was the kind of stages of teams. I'm going to take it from a positive from Mix-Up's perspective, as we get into the pistol round, which is looking like a heavy C presence. I like seeing flashes and utility thrown at Wardell. As soon as you know he's there, you've got to do it. You've got to respect what that man can bring, but it doesn't mean you can't check your corners. With that much talent, you got to do it. In the smoke, they're right next to each other. Physics gone down, so it looks like the C site is pretty much clear, especially now Sub-Rosa's just popping off. Reyna isn't viable normally at high-end games because you just can't string together those kills, but apparently Sub-Rosa can, so plenty of danger for Mix-Up now, as it looks like TSM have got, at least their claws really in towards that C site. I don't know if this retake's going to be possible.
And I like that the addition of Sub-Rosa on the Reyna is significant because that Myth is an Omen main. Dare I say, he's going to give me crap for this, but he's an Omen one trick. That's just all he does. He just plays Omen all day. A little edgelord. So the reason why this works is because they're going to get the support smokes from Wardell, right? And then those are really just good distraction smokes. Those aren't really going to be lockdowns like what you would see with Brimstone. But then you're going to have the Omen smokes that are the lockdowns, right? The dark cover, it's just such a wide range of vision that's going to be blocked. And then you also get the two paranoias on top of the flash. You're getting a lot of blinding that's going to be going on here for TSM. And here they come right through A, but a Proto's going to stop him with the good old shorty. Sabrosa though right through the site, and just look at the angle that they have here with this smoke. Sabrosa's just going to clearly be able to see exactly where these players are going to be coming from. Physic though trying to change things up, but it is Drone who closes it out with a kill with the Spectre. That's 3 for him.
Yeah, that Omen one-way smoke was the MVP there for me. And again, if you guys don't know what a one-way smoke means, we'll break it down real quick for you. It's a smoke where essentially you get to see the information first and foremostly. You get yourself in a far better position than they will be. As you know, when they walk through that smoke at head height, they're going to be blinded or, you know, covered in smoke. They can't see so clearly. But you on the defensive side, for example, get to see their legs coming right on through, so you know exactly where they are. It's a really smart play, and it's very well done. And I want to see how long it takes until we see Wardell on that operator. He knows exactly how to manipulate the economy to get him on it as soon as possible so he can run away with it. You'll probably see him on a very light purchase throughout a lot of the early rounds just to get into that position. However, nice start for Mix-Up here. Good little quick mid pick is going to work out well, but another C, bit of pressure coming through, and there's the success again. It's a glimmer of hope, and then it's just taken away.
Okay, we didn't cover this before all that much, but because they're having Myth in the lineup and they're going up, I don't know what the reasoning is. I'm actually curious to speak to TSM about this eventually, but Cutler, who typically would play some of the more support roles for the team, he's actually going to be playing what Drone plays, which is the Phoenix. And it didn't dawn on me. I was like, oh yeah, you know, TSM's going to be running Phoenix, but Drone is the one that's always playing Phoenix for this team. And this time it's going to be Cutler. Drone actually playing the Sova, and they're not running a Sage. This composition has just a lot of entry, just high fragging, and it is clearly paying off here because Sabrosa is destroying. And when your Reyna is having a pop-off game playing 19 kills, you know things are going very well for this team because Reyna popping off is good for everyone, given how her kit works solely for just her.
And honestly, Myth is really setting up a lot of these plays in the right place. I mean, that nice little bit of work towards middle, instantly working towards double doors. He knows how to fulfill the role that he's been given there, especially as an Omen, knowing exactly what to do. The kind of push out on C-Long from the opposing side's Reyna could be an issue as the spikes back down, but it's Wardell and he's got an operator, so what does it matter? The man's a one-man army. The rest of the team are just kind of smothering the map as the poor old Omen on the other side just has to wait to be potentially extinguished by Myth. No, not today. The Sheriff will do well enough, and Wardell, is that actually a wallbang?
I think, yes, it can be from that distance. Yeah, but it won't go to where Cellar was located. It would go over to, that would go to the back wall on the connector. As a matter of fact, that's where that would go. Yeah, TSM are just running around and doing whatever they want. I don't know if you noticed that, but they're having the time of their lives. This game has gotten out of hand. It started off strong, and I think that was partly because they were playing defense and they didn't have a Sage, so they didn't have anything to try and lock down sites. Like, they're not even playing a Cypher either. So there's no lockdown on TSM, which actually makes sense why that count was so close, and also now why they're going to be running away with this one. Interestingly, though, and we didn't cover this also, was Immortals isn't going to be running a Sage either. What is going on here? I'm not ready for this reality where Sage isn't an important part. Is it just because, you know, people are trying out new things? Like, I'm confused, Pansy.
I think it's very map specific, and I think also you play to your strengths potentially. I'd rather have, again, I'd probably drop out the Reyna or potentially the Jet for it, as known as that sacrilege to say. And I'd still like to see a Sage, personally. I still like to have the core main 3 insta-locks in my eyes, but I am happy seeing Phoenix coming in, and we'll see if it actually does pay any sort of benefit down the line, because again, operators in North America had been running rampant, and we hadn't seen that many kind of, you know, breaches or Phoenixes, anyone who has those flashes being utilized. So I'm not surprised not seeing Sage, especially in best of ones. You just want the most kind of gunpowder you can get quickly, and on a map like this, I think it's okay. Shazam's going to find Thief, which does at least kind of give away where the hit's coming in. Shazam needs to readjust and try and find a new angle to play off of. But you're, though, not letting him get away with too much here. Oh, the timing couldn't be worse for Zombs. That's going to be an insta pickup, and they know that the other player's nearby. They know there's someone else right around that corner, and surely Shazam is dead.
Yeah, well, Shazam's going to be all the way tucked back here right by that C-Link as Bjork continues to hold down window, waiting for the movement, spike down at B. This is just a really smart play, intelligent across the board. And now that they heard the gun fall, that should give them some intel that he will not be running with that operator. And look at where the Omen is actually going to be running around over toward the CT side. So hanging out on defenders. Bjork looking, and I'm actually shocked they did not go for the plant, more so on the opposite side. He doesn't stick it, but he's going to be waiting it out. Gangsta headshot and a pick is going to give them their 10th round win. And yeah, I mean, overall, there's just Immortals playing very well. Sageless compositions, the Reyna, the Jet, the Phoenix, just but you still get the lockdown though. At the very least, you still have the Cypher that can play that lurk lockdown role for them when need be. But this has just been I feel like we're seeing a new Immortals here, and it's quite exciting.
It's certainly got a little bit of interest peaked towards me. We'll see how they kind of build back their economy, but they have that good lead to kind of give them a buffer to go forward. But I like that little kind of ruse on the spike plant there, planting it for middle and then sitting on the opposite sides, just kind of keeping them guessing. For now, a very passive middle hold and a lot of attention towards A-Long from the attacking squad. They're going to be trying to get that little bit of info, but not give up map control. This is exactly what I like to see. This is something I'd like more teams to do, is, you know, while trying to venture towards these sites, ensure that no one can flank behind and get free info. Now, the problem is, it feels like a very good intuitive read coming out from the defensive team. They've insta-stacked 3 players here, and whether or not they just know their opponents or they just know the game that they want to play here, and it might be just a gamble stack, it's going to work out really well. And now seeing utility, they're going to feel more confident with it, and they can sit 5 players on one position.
Oh, but then Thief, he pushes on forward along with Kohler. They're able to get a few kills there. Asuna, nice shots, and even though the read from the defense was spotless, it was impeccable on the attacking side. Immortals are going to walk away with 11 rounds here, and we're going to go to TSM mix-up as we're getting close to the conclusion of that game. And that was just beautiful from Immortals, man. I'm so impressed by that. But here we go. We got TSM mix-up. It's at match point. It's going to be Wardell, the man, the myth, the legend. Unfortunately for him, will fall to a Sheriff, and mix-up will be able to stay alive just for the time being.
For now, it's you're clutching at straws at that point, aren't you? You're like, come on, we can do this. We can do something. But the money though for TSM might mean that, you know, it could be a 12-8 potentially. Wardell can get the operator though. So look at this. Look at this purchase, man. It's just filthy. It's Wardell, 1 rifle, and honestly, it might be enough to do something with. We'll see what they go for here. It looks like they're just gonna be sticking on the Phantoms. He's not gonna. What is he on? It's showing differently on the. There it is. So Wardell's going for the insta-pick towards middle. We used to call it a Russian buy in Counter-Strike, where you'd have like 1 rifle, everyone else pistols, and just because, you know, to even up the economy. But, you know, when it's Wardell and operator, that's pretty deadly. Bit of insta-contact, and they're going to try and bait in Wardell. They'll just show off that they've got sheriffs, try and get someone to be a little bit lazy on these peaks. And, well, so far so good for a Proto, with those flanks again coming in good. Sabrosa going around the back to try and meet this with his own aggression. And, well, so far so good for Wardell. That's what you expect to be seeing from that man, but he has been instantly shut down, so aggression on both sides. Oh, the lineup for Sabrosa. Don't make it easier for the man.
Oh, and then Drone with the shot there. It manages to connect against Phantom. Only player left alive is going to be hanging out in the back there right by B site. Sabrosa along with, who is this going to be? Drone. Yeah, Sabrosa and Drone wrapping around over to C site. They will freely be able to get this plant off now. Sabrosa only has 23 HP. Not a lot of health to work with here, but this 1 kill could be the difference. And I love the way that he's actually going to be playing all the way in the back, knowing exactly where this player is going to be. And this is looking like it could very well be the conclusion. And there you have it. TSM